Hello everyone! We're already in February 2026 and there are a lot of great roguelike or roguelite games coming out. So for today's video, I'll be sharing the best new roguelike or roguelite games you should be playing this February 2026. Well, let's get into the list. Hordes of Hunger is a 3D survivors-like where you play as Myra, a warrior fighting back against endless waves of grotesque creatures that have destroyed her homeland. The game is simple: survive, get stronger, and push back the horde. Instead of long cutscenes, the game focuses on pure combat and constant action. Because it's a 3D survivors-like, the camera and movement make the game feel active and intense. You're always on the move, never standing still. Enemy waves start simple but quickly become overwhelming. Faster monsters, ranged attackers, and elite enemies appear together. At the end of runs, powerful guardian bosses will appear and test everything you've learned: movement, timing, and your build choices. Goblin Sushi is a chaotic mix of roguelike action and restaurant simulation. And yes, you play as a goblin making sushi for other goblins. You will roll strange but delicious-looking sushi using classic goblin cave ingredients like caterpillars, slugs, chicken heads, and even blended toads. It's gross, it's funny, and somehow it works. The game is easy to learn, but every run feels fresh. Your customers? Also goblins, and they are way pickier and more impatient than you'd expect. You will unlock new meals and drinks, and the runs are quick and fast-paced. It's the perfect game to just zone out, kill time, and have fun when you don't know what else to play. CiniCross is a dark fantasy roguelite where puzzle games meet dungeon crawling. It mixes nonogram puzzles with a branching dungeon path, powerful artifacts, and dangerous bosses. The game throws puzzle after puzzle at you using a map system similar to Slay the Spire. You choose your path, collect artifacts, and buy useful items along the way. Here's the twist: there's a time limit and you have hit points. If you make mistakes, you take damage. If time runs out, you take damage. And the boss fights? You must solve nonogram puzzles to hurt them. At first, I thought I would hate the time limit, but it actually works really well here. Underboard is a tactical team-building roguelike auto-battler where you draft a squad, fight monsters, and try to escape the Underboard. Since it's an auto-battler, some parts play automatically, but your decisions before each fight matter a lot. At first, you might think the game is all about luck, but the RNG is actually very controllable. If you take your time and build the right team, luck won't ruin your run. Instead, you'll enjoy experimenting with a huge pool of heroes and items. The game doesn't lock you into just one build. You're free to mix, match, and create powerful team synergies. That said, this is not a game where you can just click random upgrades and win. You need to think, you need to plan, and you need to understand how your team works together. Cartapli Fold Quest is a turn-based strategy game that mixes roguelike mechanics with a very unique idea: paper folding. You play as a paper hero in a world made of paper, living inside your grandfather's story. In this world, your strongest weapon is not a sword or magic. It's your hands, folding the paper battlefield itself. To win fights, you don't just attack enemies. You fold the map to change positions, trap monsters, and turn the battlefield in your favor. Sometimes, you can even win without attacking directly. Every battle is a puzzle, and every puzzle feels like a clever strategy challenge. The game is really fun, creative, and best of all, it's completely free. Pirate's Gambit is a dark and mysterious roguelike that mixes deck building with dice mechanics. In this game, you will roll dice inside a dimly lit pirate cabin where every turn feels like a gamble. Early runs feel forgiving, but as more systems unlock, the thinking ramps up and the challenge grows deeper. What's surprising is how much control you actually have over your fate through different dice types and materials, booster cards, permanent items, and even some influence over which events you face. The whole experience becomes a constant push and pull between planning carefully and tempting fate, always hoping to reach higher and higher scores. Feng Shui Meowjong is what happens when cat memes crash into roguelike Mahjong and create something totally new, Meowjong. It mixes classic Mahjong strategy with silly cats and Feng Shui vibes, and somehow it just works. People often call it Balatro for Mahjong, and honestly, that feels pretty accurate. The rules are simpler than traditional Mahjong. You'll see familiar Mahjong hands, but without the heavy complexity of games like Riichi Mahjong. That makes Feng Shui Meowjong much more beginner-friendly and easy to jump into. And one more thing, this game is addictive as hell. Thankfully, you can quit and continue your run anytime. It even has cloud save support, so you can pick up right where you left off. Nonentity Galaxy is a dark space roguelite set in a corporate dystopia where human lives are treated as cheaper than pet food. The game has a lot of dialogue that builds this cruel sci-fi world, but don't worry, you can skip it all and jump straight into the action if you just want to play. The game feels similar to Backpack Hero. You choose your path, collect items each run, and build your setup using ships and their modules. These ships and parts act like your deck, and how you place and combine them decides how strong you become. Progress carries over between runs. As you earn currency, you can start future runs with more ships and better modules, making it easier to survive tougher encounters. Carmageddon is back as a brutal roguelite car combat game. It's not a direct sequel or a remake of the old Carmageddon games. It's a spin-off that takes the spirit of Carmageddon, crashing, chaos, and dark humor, and mixes it with modern roguelite design. The result is fast, non-stop destruction. The old Carmageddon games had huge open maps. This new version cuts that down and keeps the action constant. Instead of open worlds, you race through tight, handcrafted tracks. Well, the game currently has mixed reviews, so take that however you want. Supercat Survivors is a cute survivor-style game where you control an adorable supercat and fight off endless waves of monsters to save Meow Star. Just like any Survivors-like games, you will battle enemies, level up, collect items, upgrade weapons, and build powerful combos to survive. And since the characters in this game are super adorable, this is the perfect game to relax and share with your girlfriend, if you have any that is. Furthermore, the game also comes with different modes to keep things fresh. Fusion mode lets you combine 2 supercats into one stronger fighter. Survival mode tests how long you can stay alive, and endless mode throws non-stop monster waves at you. Skewer Squad is a cute but chaotic tower defense roguelite where you play as a grill master protecting your grill with food. Yes, actual food. You draft random ingredients, mix them with crazy seasonings, and build a squad of powerful skewers to stop incoming enemies. Imagine Britado meets Plants vs. Zombies, but everything is delicious and slightly unhinged. The game is super fun because the build combos are clever and easy to understand. There are tons of ingredients and a huge variety of condiments that can completely change how your food works, so every run feels different. The only annoying part is when the game refuses to roll the food you want, but honestly, that's part of the roguelite chaos. Godforsaken is a brutally satisfying Survivors-like with intense Diablo-inspired combat. At first, the game looks simple, but after 5 minutes, you realize how deep it really is. With different classes, tons of gear, unique items, and crafting systems, every run feels like a new puzzle waiting to be broken. And that's the fun part. What really hooked me is how powerful you can become with the right build. Some runs struggle, some barely survive. And then, some builds just erase everything on screen. However, the game still has a few bugs, but hopefully it will continue to improve with future updates. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is a roguelite survival strategy game set in the universe of Star Trek Voyager. In this game, you take command of the USS Voyager and guide the crew across the dangerous Delta Quadrant. Your job is to manage the ship, the crew, and limited resources while trying to survive sector by sector. Each run is different because the game uses roguelite elements and story choices. You will face random events, make hard decisions, and see different outcomes every time you play. The gameplay will have you fight in ship-to-ship battles and send crew members on risky away missions. Furthermore, your choices matter in this game. Some decisions can change the story, and some can decide who lives and who doesn't. Omelet You Cook is a cozy but chaotic cooking roguelike. In each round, you will serve one student or staff member by building an omelet with ingredients that come down a conveyor belt. Every ingredient gives you points, but each one works in a different way. Some give flat points, others give bonuses when placed next to certain foods, and some earn you extra money. You always choose one ingredient out of 3, and you can play in 2 modes. In turn-based mode, you can take your time and think. In real-time mode, the ingredients slowly slide off the belt, so you must make fast decisions. As you play, you will unlock new ingredients by scoring enough points with different foods. This keeps every run fresh and gives the game great replay value. From the creator of The Binding of Isaac, one of this year's most anticipated roguelites, Mewgenics is finally here. In this game, you play as a manager of a growing family of battle cats. Part of the game is about raising and breeding your cats at home. The other part is sending a team of up to 4 cats into dangerous adventures filled with monsters, events, and bosses. The game mixes a management sim with turn-based tactical combat. Battles take place on grid-based maps, like classic strategy RPGs. Each cat has a class, and every class has unique skills and roles in battle. But the real magic comes from breeding. New cats are born from your old ones and can inherit their skills, stats, and even mutations. That means kittens can start with powerful abilities right away. And just like the creator's previous game, the art style is cute, but also disturbing. That's all for today's list. Subscribe and like for more exciting new roguelike and roguelite games. That's it, and see you next time.